Welcome to session Unlock a New Way to Optimize Your Holistic Advertising Portfolio. My name is Jessie Liu. I'm a Senior Product Manager at Amazon Ads. I'm a data scientist by training, and I have spent over a decade working in the digital analytics space. Over the past 5 years I've been with Amazon, I have witnessed the incredible power of insights and analytics in driving success for sellers like you. That's why I'm so excited today to introduce you to this new tool that I truly believe will elevate your experience and results as a seller. But before we get there, I would like to review a few key questions. First, what's the typical journey that your customer goes through before making a purchase? You know, things like where they come from, what do they do along the way, and what ads do they see before making a purchase? And how do those ads influence the customer journey? And more importantly, how would you quantify the value that these ads are bringing to your business? Next, who and who else do you reach out to further grow your business? And finally, how to best leverage different channels, different medias to really help you achieve your goal. Raise your hand if you ever thought of those questions or looking to answer those questions. Awesome. And I know these questions are important to you. As a seller, you're constantly looking to optimize your operations and increase your sales. Well, I'm here to tell you that the wait is over. Over the next 45 minutes or so, myself and a few Amazon Ads partners are going to introduce you to a new tool called Amazon Marketing Cloud, or AMC for short. So we introduced this tool back in the early 2021, and since then, thousands of advertisers have leveraged AMC to generate seriously unique insights. And those insights have gone on to really inform their advertising strategies and improve their performances. And the best part is that the questions I mentioned earlier are not limited to what AMC can help answer. With a little bit of training and creativity, the sky is truly limited in terms of the value you can get from this tool to help with your advertising and even retail operations. So this is the agenda for today. First, I will give you an overview of Amazon Marketing Cloud. And then I will share some use cases and success stories from our Amazon Ads partners. And finally, we will have a fireside chat with leaders from some of our ads partners. Before we get there, I would like to do some housekeeping. So we have a dedicated Q&A session after the fireside chat. So if you wanted to ask our partners questions, feel free to enter your questions via the app. All right, let's get started. What is AMC? In essence, AMC is a secure, privacy-safe data clean room solution. And in this clean room, we bring information and signals from different sources and different channels. So think about the most common Amazon Ads product that you are familiar with, sponsored ads, and Amazon DSP. So information about those campaigns, things like when they were viewed by whom, are all in AMC. And this is where things get really interesting. If you happen to have your first-party information about your customers, for example, if you have a list of customers who sign up for your email subscription or up into your loyalty program, you can upload those information to AMC as well. It's like taking puzzle pieces from your side and join seamlessly with puzzle pieces from our side. And the end result is this very comprehensive view of your customers and their behavior. And finally, AMC also partners with third-party signal providers such as NCS and Experience. For example, if you happen to sell products beyond Amazon at retail stores, and NCS capture those information, and they will send those information to AMC as well. One more thing I want to mention about AMC signal is that all of them are at either event level or user level. That means you are able to stitch information and slice and dice them easily. And that is the foundation of AMC. What can you do with all this signal? You can learn a lot by just analyzing them. And the real magic happens when you start creating custom metrics and custom queries, which will generate insights that's tailored to your business need. Another output you can get from AMC is actions. So that means instead of manually interpret insights to get use out of it, you can actually address campaign audiences and levers and tactics directly from AMC. All right, that's an overview of AMC. I have an exciting announcement to make. So up until now, AMC is only accessible for advertisers with Amazon DSP investments. Very soon, we are expanding AMC to advertisers who invest in sponsored ads only, as long as they work with the Amazon Ads Partner. So that means a lot of you who are sitting here today will soon get access to AMC. Isn't that exciting? All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the key benefits of AMC and how they are different. Like I mentioned before, AMC allows you to analyze information holistically across different media investments. It also allows you to conduct really in-depth analysis via different dimensions. And finally, AMC really makes it easy to turn insights into action. I will go through each of them in details along with a real-life use case. So let's get started with holistic. AMC allows you to measure across different media investments from sponsored ads to Amazon DSP. It also allows you to analyze every single stage of your customer's journey all the way to their purchase. It allows you to investigate your customer's touch points and even allows you to create custom attribution models that's tailored to your business. And finally, AMC allows you to measure your outcomes holistically. What that means is if you upload your sales data to AMC, allows you to measure the true omni-channel impact of your Amazon advertising. Okay, let's bring this to life with an example from Peter Piper Press. So Peter Piper Press wanted to increase their new-to brand customers and increase their sales. So they started experimenting sponsored brands and sponsored display on top of their existing sponsored product buys. However, they were not sure how those additional investments impacted their overall business or even new-to-brand metrics. They turned to IntentWise, a tool provider that they have been partnering with, to use AMC to understand all the path that the customer went through all the way to new-to-brand purchases. And then they also compared the new-to-brand metrics across all of this path. What they found was that 4 out of 5 paths consists of customers who were exposed to sponsored product first, and then either one of sponsored brands or sponsored display. And based on these insights, IntentWise helped the brand readjust their investments across different sponsored product ad formats. And this led to an impressive over 300% increase in new-to-brand sales and new-to-brand orders. All right, let's move on to in-depth. What does that mean? Like I mentioned before, AMC allows you to conduct really in-depth analysis via different dimensions. For example, you can zoom in on different search preferences of your customers and their associated outcomes, such as add to cart, detailed page views, and purchases. We all know in marketing, you have to reach the right audience with the right message at the right time. And AMC makes it possible by offering audience segment insights. So you are able to learn the exact characteristic of your audience and your customers. And finally, AMC allows you to zoom in on different product types or product items. It allows you to answer questions such as which items are often purchased together by your customers, which item led to the highest ROAS, and which items led to the highest new-to-brand purchases. Let's bring this to life with an example from Duke Product. So Duke Product also wanted to reach more new-to-brand customers and increase their overall business on Amazon. They work with their agency partner, Harvest Group, to use AMC to analyze the past 12 months of sales data, which consists of both organic and attributed sales. With that, they were able to identify the top 3 ASINs that led to the highest new-to-brand purchases. They launched several campaigns promoting those ASINs, and they saw 72% increase in the new-to-brand purchases compared to the previous month when they did not promote the ASINs. All right, last but not the least, I want to mention action. So we all know insights provide you with the overall understanding of your campaigns, they all have to turn into action in order to create real changes and optimizations to your campaigns. And AMC makes that happen by allowing you to build audiences. And those audiences can be built based on the data, such as based on the customer's past purchase history, their ad engagement signals, as well as their search preferences. There are two ways to do that in AMC. Either you can specify exact conditions or characteristics of your audience, or you can rely on our machine learning technologies to help you identify customers that you want to reach. Earlier this week, we actually launched another action called Optimal Frequency. So you can analyze how the frequency of ad exposure correlate with key KPIs such as add to carts purchase. And then you could directly deploy optimal frequency from AMC to your campaigns. All right, let's bring this to life with the example from Lumify. Lumify turned to AMC to build custom audiences. What they built was that they built audiences consist of those who did relevant branded search over the last 30, 60, and 90 days. And they also built audiences that add their product to carts but did not purchase over the same time period. They launched campaigns marketed to those audiences, and they saw impressive results across all key metrics, such as branded searches, ROAS, and detailed page views, and finally, product sales. All right, now that you have a rough understanding of what AMC is and how it's unique, today we also invite some leaders from our partners to join us on stage. They all have strong track records of leveraging AMC to drive success for their clients. Let's welcome Gabe Fishburne with Flywheel, Kashif Jaffa from XMart, and Ayush Chaudhary from AdBlue. All right, let's get started. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's get started. Why don't you introduce yourself and your company to everyone? And Gabe, do you want to get started?
Yeah. So I'm Gabe Fishbein, VP of Product at Flywheel. Flywheel is a large managed service organization that helps brands win on e-commerce. We also own Perpetua, which is probably a more familiar name to you all. Perpetua is a leading AI-driven PPC software to help you drive incremental sales for your business.
Great. Kashif, do you want to introduce you and XMars?
Absolutely. So Kashif Zafar is CEO of XMars. So really with XMars, we have a very AI-driven solution for your PPC campaigns, but really all your full funnel advertising campaigns. So we really focus on DSP and sponsored ads and really the AI initiatives behind that. But we're also been embracing AMC. AMC has been a big driver. We've developed models in our software for brands and sellers to take advantage of that. So we're really excited about the adoption and really kind of taking a tech approach to our software.
Awesome, thank you. Ayush?
Yeah, thanks Jesse for having us here. So I'm Ayush, co-founder at AdBlue. AdBlue is an award-winning Amazon technology platform that helps you manage your entire advertising portfolio. Our comprehensive solution covers everything from management, optimization, automation, as well as measurement using tools like AMC. We work with vendors, sellers, fast-growing brands, large advertisers across a large area of product categories. We also work with a lot of agencies, which are in turn servicing these advertisers.
Awesome, thank you. So Gabe, as you know, many people in the audience are new to AMC, and I just want you to do me a favor. Could you describe AMC in your own words to someone new?
Yeah. Most of us are sort of used to the reports that are in Seller Central, the reports for sales, even orders reports, reports about search behavior. And typically what's true about these reports is they're aggregated in some way. It's aggregated by ASIN, the total number of orders you got in a day, or it's aggregated by search term, and it's how many people in total searched for a thing. And that's really good to take some actions, but AMC is a little bit different. AMC is better thought of as like a database more than a report. And so what does that mean? It means that you can use SQL to then query on that data, and then with sort of privacy controls in mind, so that no customer level data is exposed, you can then extract that data to find really cool insights. So if you almost think of it as like a big Excel sheet where each row is an action that a customer took. So like customer 1, 2, 3 clicked on, searched X and clicked on add. And then you can then sort of aggregate all of that up and figure out like, hey, what do these groups of customers do? How do they behave? And then you can find really interesting stuff that you can't when reports are sort of pre-aggregated for you.
Wow, that's great. I really like your example of Excel sheets. It really bring it to life to our audience. Okay, thank you so much, Gabe. Next question. Can you all share a bit of a history of how your organization started using AMC? Let's start with you, Kashif.
Yeah, happy to do that. So, I mean, obviously AMC has been really, we're starting to talk about it really this year, but it's been around for a few years, right? So we were one of the early adopters, and we were excited to partner with Amazon to really kind of talk about AMC and look at how do we bring it to real life to where we are today, where our sellers can use it. So working with the Amazon Marketing Cloud team, we created 50 different custom models, and we ultimately ended up creating 1,000 instances of AMC globally. And so I think that's really where we were funded further to develop our platform and tool there. From there, what we've done is we found that the main adoption for AMC is that you don't want the barrier of coding. You don't want to have your sellers be able to code. So through our models and through our software, we have pre-coded models that allow for people to get insights within minutes. And so that's really been exciting to kind of bring that to life to adoption this year. And we're excited about continuing to partner with AMC because I look at right now, AMC, this is phase one. Just get the insights and make it actionable. But then there's going to be so many more things you can do with a clean room like Amazon Marketing Cloud. So we're looking forward to continuing to partner with Amazon on that.
Thank you. Ayush?
Yeah, we've been working with AMC for a couple of years now, and initially we really started with solving two pain points, right? Like one is how do you help advertisers make sense of all of the data that AMC provides, but then how do you also turn those data into insights and actions, right? So we really integrated all of the AMC reports into AdBrew. So you could browse the reports, you could schedule reports, which would auto-refresh, and then not only look at the data, but also take actions. So for example, you're looking at a campaign which is bringing more new to brand orders. So you might want to reallocate the budget. You can do that right from within the platform. Or you're looking at an ASIN overlap report, and you might want to cross-advertise certain products in your existing ad group. So even that's possible right from within platform. So really the focus has been driving actions. The other main theme at AdBrew has been how do you unlock sponsored ads use cases with AMC, right? We all know that a majority of activity on Amazon is still on sponsored ads.
Right.
But the narrative around AMC has been on DSP, in the industry, but I think that's changing. And our advertisers kept looking for ways on how do we optimize sponsored ad campaigns using AMC data. And we've been working with Amazon and our advertisers on some of those use cases that we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah, thank you. So, Kashif, I know given the long history of XMart working with AMC to drive success for your clients, could you share one or two examples?
Yeah, I think some of the examples that we've really seen customers really kind of leverage it is really just looking at some key metrics and key behaviors. So path to purchase, really what is the ultimate life cycle? What was the behaviors that led consumers to purchase? We've been talking a lot about new to brand, right? Really kind of be able to create custom audiences and target those high intent users that have maybe added to cart, maybe looked at your product detail pages 3-4 times, but they haven't purchased. And so I think it's really kind of getting to the weeds of just like how can you take action now and directly hit those potential consumers that haven't converted yet. So there's just a few examples of some of the stuff that we focus on.
Thank you. So Ayush, I know that you briefly mentioned the sponsored ad use cases. Could you go into more details?
Yeah, happy to share a few use cases that we worked on with a pretty large apparel brand that had more than 50,000 SKUs. So the first, was a more tactical one where, because they had a very large catalog, they were advertising a lot of products and keywords together in the same ad group. Now, over time, things got really bloated, and they started seeing a dip in performance, and they wanted to, figure out a way how do you restructure these campaigns, and figure out what is working, which keyword product combinations are working. That's not really possible with the existing sponsored ads reporting that we have. So we turned to AMC, and we figured out which product keyword combinations within specific ad groups are working well. We used that insight, and then we restructured their campaigns. And some of the products that had not seen traction because probably there were other products in the same ad group taking up the budget, and that performance really shot up, and we saw incredible improvement. The second one is about cross-selling, where again due to the large catalog, we wanted a more data-driven way to identify which products are being bought together by customers. So there's this ASIN overlap report that we used, and we started targeting those two products together, and we saw that the results really validated the propensity of those products to be bought together. So these are just a couple of examples how sponsored ads can drive optimization outside of DSP as well, and for sponsored ads customers.
Thank you. Those are very valuable use cases, and thank you for sharing it. Gabe, so on a similar lens, could you share some typical learnings that you have gotten leveraging AMC? Curious to hear that.
Yeah. So I say that there's no such thing as a typical learning with AMC. I mean, because it's literally this row-level data where each event is time-stamped, there isn't one thing that everybody learns from it. Everybody learns something different, which is really cool. So a couple examples is number one, both of them have mentioned path to purchase, which ad units work together. Sponsored ads, as you know, operates on a last click attribution. So the last touch point gets credit for the conversion of the ad. But oftentimes that can actually lead to you undervaluing all those other placements because you say, well, the ACoS of them isn't that good. I'm going to just move all my money to the ads where the ACoS is good. But that's not really the whole picture. And so you can figure out, hey, are there other ads where somebody saw it first, which then caused them to maybe search a branded term later on down the road, and that's what got the conversion. So path to purchase is a really powerful use case. The other one is downstream impact of ads. And so that attribution window closes after 1, 7, 14, or 30 days, depending on what you pick in that dropdown. And that's all you really get to see. You don't actually, in Seller Central today, get to see the value of a customer relative to ads. And I know that there are some tools that exist, probably people who are here, that let you see longer term customer value. It imports all of the order data. But it's a little bit hacked together, and it doesn't yet really have that cause and effect. What Amazon Marketing Cloud lets you do is there's a 12-month look back, so you can see how much is that customer who you acquired via an ad worth over 12 months, and like Ayush said, what are all the other things that they bought? If they bought a razor handle, did they buy cartridge refills? Or if they bought an electric toothbrush, are they buying replacement toothbrush heads? And then when are they doing that? What is that average length of time? Because again, you sort of have that time element. When you wrap it all up, it means that you can then reallocate your dollars much more efficiently, that if somebody has just bought a toothbrush handle, you're not advertising replacement heads right when they buy it. You can advertise it when the customer is most likely to convert. They say, hey, I think it's blinking red, I should probably get some new ones. So those are some sample learnings, but there's no typical learning. Everyone's catalog looks a little different. Everyone's repurchase cycle looks a little different. Everybody's cross-purchase looks a little different. But the cool thing is AMC lets you measure all of that for the first time.
Right. Thank you so much for mentioning the custom attributions. It's one of the most popular use cases in AMC. It really provides you flexibility on the look back window and really attribute it to the purchases with longer purchase cycles. So thank you for that. Ayush, do you want to also share some typical learnings?
Yeah, I mean, I'll share learning around how do you approach AMC, right? I mean, what we've come to find out that AMC can not just help with strategy but also tactical execution, right? You can do strategy as well as figure out very tactical optimizations that you can do. AMC gives you visibility into how each customer interaction is influencing their buying decision, and the ability of each campaign and product to drive incremental sales. Now, this is an example that I'm picking up from Jeff Cohen's session at an event earlier this month. So, we've all used ROAS as a performance metric for our campaigns, right? And understandably so, because Amazon ads started with sponsored products, which was more focused on the conversion stage, right? But then over time, we added more capabilities to reach out to audiences in the awareness or consideration stages. So, but the measurement tools didn't evolve that rapidly. But with AMC now, we now have mechanisms to build measures of effectiveness for campaigns that are suited for their kind of audience. So for example, for awareness, you might be looking at new to brand purchases and other things. So these things will, I think, ultimately evolve. But the overall idea is that AMC can really help you strategize your budget plans and media plans. Around tactical optimizations, I think one use case is where we've implemented single keyword campaigns using AMC. So this is something that a lot of advertisers have shown interest over the years. But until now, there was no clear way to do this unless you used some specialized softwares to launch hundreds of campaigns and get data around which campaign which product, keyword, or placement combinations are working well. But with the granular reporting in AMC, you can get that insight and launch campaigns from your existing data without having to launch new campaigns. So yeah, I mean, it's really about using AMC to first figure out your strategy and then use some of those insights to drive tactical optimizations.
Awesome. So Kashif, I know your organization supports both retail and advertising operation for your clients. Could you describe the connection between the two and like how does AMC fit into that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think we've all seen it, right? The journey on Amazon is getting more and more complicated to win, right? So back in the days of just setting up your ASINs, turning on a little bit of advertising, and you're succeeding. I mean, those are long gone, right? So really the way to look at it is like retail data and advertising data cannot be looked at a silo. You have to really put those data together, and AMC is really kind of think of it as a bridge. It's a bridge that's really connecting those insights and data together. And really the clean room, the Amazon Marketing Cloud allows you to kind of look at the data holistically to get the entire customer lifecycle journey right there for you. And then so you can look at the behaviors. You can look at what are your reviews, what are the sales volumes, what are those retail outcomes, and adjust your advertising campaigns and vice versa. Ultimately, the idea you want to do with combining the two data points is really looking at how do I get more high intent in terms of my advertising campaigns? How do I convert better? So I really look at AMC as not only kind of a bridge that's a one-time thing, but it's a continuous loop. You just can keep over and over looking at that to optimize your campaigns. Right. And it's really kind of changed the game in terms of looking at the data versus looking at it in a silo.
Wow, that's a great example. Like AMC is acting as a closed loop for both retail and advertising. Thank you. So Gabe, as you know, we are planning to open AMC up to more and more advertisers of different sizes and media investments. So compared to those who invest in Amazon DSP, could you describe how small, medium-sized business can benefit from AMC as well?
This is a big deal. And so why do I say that? Historically, if you wanted to run like a study to say, hey, does a coupon drive more purchases on average? Or like how does each touch point with a customer matter? You'd have to like purchase these like big studies from these large panels, and that's really expensive. And like what happens is like long ago, like your Procter and Gamble's of the world were the ones who would do that, and that really put because they had national distribution and they ran a bunch of ads on TV, like they could see a bunch of things that nobody else could see. This is the democratization of a lot of these data and a lot of these insights. That's really a first. And this is like a huge playing field leveling because now the tools that P&G has to analyze their ads and analyze their customers, you all are going to have very soon. And so like that's just, as you know, sort of Amazon continues to push to make things equal to their marketplace sellers. And it's why sellers are 59% of the sales on Amazon. It's because when you open things up and when you give people a level playing field, whoever can sort of figure out how to use the data to drive more sales, drives more sales. And so I think that's just a huge deal, a game changer, something really different. And it's just super exciting.
Thank you. Ayush, do you want to share a little bit about that as well?
Yeah, I think over the past few months working with advertisers, on sponsored ads use cases, we've seen that AMC can deliver value across the board, regardless of your size or regardless of the media mix. Some of the use cases, for example, figuring out a media plan across sponsored products, sponsored brands, sponsored display, all of that can be more data-driven now rather than based on intuition. And like we've kind of discussed so many use cases where you can use sponsored ads to, AMC to, optimize a sponsored ads investment where, majority of the SMB activity is still there. And because it's competitive, you need those sophisticated and advanced techniques which you can deploy using AMC now. So it's really a big deal. And I think a paradigm shift in how people will look at measurement now.
Awesome. Thank you. So I have one more last question, and I like all of you to input to answer this question. So we have a lot of sellers and vendors here. So what recommendation do you have for everyone in the audience? Kashif?
I think what you've heard of this with all of us here on the stage is like AMC is now a game changer in many ways. It's giving you insights like we haven't been able to get in the past. And it's not only insights, it's actions that you can take right there. And so my biggest advice, as I've been just talking to brands and sellers out there, is start. Start asking questions about AMC. Start with AMC, because the entry point, as you see with your announcement, Jesse, is like
Right.
it's becoming easier and easier to get into it. And so I think the big thing about that is like ultimately, AMC in general is a clean room. It's not easy to pull that data. You know, you need to be a data scientist, you need to know SQL, but like there's ad tech platforms out there, like even with XMars, where we've created these no-code models, so you can start right away. You can see the top insights right away and connect right away. So that's the biggest advice I've had throughout the year, talking to people, is take advantage of it. Like Gabe said, now it's an even level field with DSP not being a requirement coming here soon. So I would get started, whether you're using an ad tech provider, whether you're using an agency, I would be asking those questions, I would be looking for those. But start now, because it's not too late. Even just a few months ago, as we were talking to some of the largest brands, they were just trying to figure out how to get going. So this is still early days. And so that's what kind of excites me when I think about the potential of it.
Yep. Ayush, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what Kashif said, but you know, it's important to get the head start now. I mean, it's an opportunity to get that competitive edge going, and you know, AMC is very powerful. But having said that, you know, there's also a lot of work that needs to be done to get started, and you know, there are platform providers that are helping us do that. So, for example, to answer any question that you might have, you need to form a SQL query, and then to turn that into insight, you need to enrich that data with other workflows, and then you need additional workflows on top of that to turn that insight and take actions, right? And it's a very rapidly evolving landscape, and it's changing every day. People are discovering new use cases every day, and that's where it becomes really important to have the right tool provider and resources with you. But more than that, really just getting started and getting a head start is the most critical thing right now, I think.
Yeah, get started. That's the recommendation. All right, Gabe, you want to share your recommendations as well?
Yeah, I mean, as a build, certainly if you're working with a partner, reach out to your partner. But this is the time to learn. And so you may have heard the word clean room for the very first time in this room. You may not know what that is. I would plug the Amazon Learning Console. It's where you got like the search for sponsored ads. They have everything from like, I don't know what a clean room is, all the way up to like, I'm an advanced engineer and I'm gonna like be plugging into the APIs. It's no cost, just start learning about the stuff. AMC, I really view as a research tool first. And so if you spend the time and just like learn the concepts, it's like a bit of an abstraction from kind of where all the reports are today. Just spend the time learning and decide, hey, do I want to find a provider to get me this data? And how do I actually understand the things that are coming out of it? All three of us here have awesome platforms that work really well to help you build reports in a pre-canned way so that you don't have to do any of that SQL coding yourself. But learning is no cost. And so the course is really robust. A team of great folks at Amazon on the Marketing Cloud team have put that all together. So that would be my recommendation, is to learn, learn, learn.
Yeah, thank you. This mindset of learning is super important as we continuously roll out new features. And thank you for mentioning all the resources that we published. We work really hard on those. And I also wanted to mention that our partners who have been working with closely for the past few years, they also publish great content based on their actual use cases that they have with their clients. So we have covered a lot in the past 40 minutes, but then there are 3 key takeaways I would like you to remember. So first one is AMC is the clean room of Amazon ads for advertisers, and uses rich signal as input, and it provides custom insights and audiences and actions as output. You could use it to help with your advertising and even retail operations. And finally, as I mentioned, we have a strong community of partners who have built strong expertise in leveraging AMC to really drive success for their clients. So start engaging with them. We have some here on the stage as well as here at the conference. So feel free to talk with them and then learn how AMC can help with your business.